Hello and welcome to round 8 Oddities. I know this is a week late. Unfortunately, my computer died. Thank you so much to everyone who offered a little bit of advice and help to get through this troubled time. Computer is obviously back up and running. I'm going to be a week behind, but hopefully I'll get round 9 out as soon as I can. I really want to thank you to the people that suggested a fundraiser or anything like that. I do appreciate the thought, but that's fine. I got this. I just bought a new motherboard and a new hard drive. It was $450, so that's not too bad. I need it to run the computer anyway, so it's all good. So in the Collingwood and Geelong game, this was extremely tight and it was so exciting to watch. Getting that ball into the milestone man to take a shot after the siren. You just can't write these things. This is an absolute fairy tale. But unfortunately for the Pies fans, he was not able to kick the goal. I know we're a week late and it's probably been talked about a million times, but I feel like this should have been paid holding the ball. The tackle does start up and I don't think he's gone down far enough to be a trip. I know the umpire doesn't have the benefit of slow motion replay like we do. We've seen it a million times in slow-mo and from different angles. The umpire doesn't get that luxury. He gets to make the call right then and there. It wasn't a blatantly bad call. It probably was right because the tackle did slip down, but was it far enough to constitute a trip? It was definitely holding the ball before it was a trip, so I don't know. I thought this holding the ball against Isaac Heaney was fairly rough from the umpire. I don't think he had a huge amount of time to get rid of the ball. Whether he had the arm free or not, I don't really know. But Isaac Heaney was obviously in disagreement with the umpire because he said something, and the umpire said back to him, "Don't you ever speak to me like that again." I thought this call here from the umpire was an absolute doozy. As Hopper gets the ball, he's tackled. He does have one arm free, but as you can see, Newcomb's got hold of that other arm. I don't understand what he's supposed to do here. What is he supposed to do while both his arms are being held? What do you want from him, umpire? I thought this one was fairly odd as well, as the umpire calls a ball up. The ball gets dislodged a little bit, and then one of the North Melbourne players kicks it away. And the umpire says it's a free kick to North Melbourne. And as you can see, the defenders from Essendon are obviously up in arms, saying, no, we didn't kick it away. And the umpires do get it right, and they say, no, it wasn't actually kicked out by Essendon, so it's not a free kick against them. But then why is this not a Essendon free kick? Is it because they're defenders, they don't get that luxury? Or did the umpire actually change his mind and say, no, that's not worthy of a free kick? But I think it is. If you've kicked it out after the ball's been stopped, it's the same as throwing it back to the wrong player instead of giving it to the umpire for a ball up. This should have been a free kick for Essendon for me. I thought the umpire missed this one. As you can see, as Murphy Reed's running past, Marshall sticks his legs out and trips him. Now, I've got the luxury of seeing the next week, as in round 9, he actually does this again and he cops another fine. But how many times does this have to happen before the umpires start to pay a 50-metre penalty? It's a professional free to stop the run of play. He does cop a fine for it, but is that enough? I think for something so deliberate like this, where he's been beaten by his opponent, he sticks the leg out to stop him from running on, that should be a free kick and a 50-metre penalty. As Levi Ashcroft and Holman have a little bit of biff between them on the boundary line, Cam Rayner just comes in and says, "Excuse me, I've got to get through to the interchange bench," and just floors him. I feel like the umpires missed this one as well. As Trainer has the ball, the umpire calls play on because he's taken too long to get the ball in, and as Morrison runs towards him, he runs around him further on the boundary line. He's out of play. This should have been a throw-in. I actually have no idea what's going on in Rankin's head in this play here. The umpire calls for a ball up and Rankin's got the ball. He sort of hesitates to give him back the ball, and when he throws it to him, he clearly throws it way over his head and away from the umpire, which just gives a free kick to Carlton. So I don't know what that was about. As the ball gets over the back, Motlop looks like he's going to run onto an easy goal, but I didn't realise that Josh Worrell was actually that fast. He's able to get back to the ball first and knock it through for a behind. That's my defensive play of the week. This goal here by Zerha was pretty awesome. As you see, he breaks through the tackle, runs towards the boundary line and kicks it on the boot, on the right foot nonetheless, and then dribbles through, and it looks like it almost does pick up speed as it dribbles through for a goal. I want you to take a look at how much time's left in the game and the context of it, the score. And Kako has the ball. I know he's a young player, but there's many options. You could handball it to your right, there was a kick to Langford on your right, and there was also a kick to your captain on your left. He just had to drop it in nicely or pass the ball off, and this would have been almost a certain goal for the Bombers. probably a moment he'd like back again. After Curnow takes a mark just outside the 50-metre mark, he lines up for goal and absolutely launches it. And as you can see, there's two Crows defenders going back to smother the ball. They get a very unlucky bounce, and this actually bounces up and higher, so they're unable to, I guess, smother it through for a behind. That's just the shape of the Sharon sometimes. How's the defensive effort here from the Saints? As you can see, Bolton has the ball and he's running away, and I can't see exactly who that is. I'm not sure if it's Filippo, but he's running away, and eventually just enough pressure on Bolton to misguide the kick, and he kicks it out of bounds on the full. This is another great defensive play that probably went fairly unrecognised. After Simpkin tries to break the tackle from Dersma, he gets the ball knocked out mid-tackle, so it's holding the ball. And then as Dersma has the ball, he tries to fake a couple kicks there from Simpkin, but he's not buying it. And he goes back and actually tackles him again. And then now it's a holding the ball free kick to Simpkin. The old double oddity. This is probably a bad video for the West Coast Eagles. As you can see, Chandler gets the ball, he breaks away from two defenders, and there's another two in the goal square that sort of half don't know whether to go to him or stand on their man, and Chandler's able to break through and just kick a fairly easy goal with not that much defense on him. I feel like this one could have been 50-50, as Ryan did have prior opportunity to get rid of the ball, but was tackled, and the tackle slipped high, but was that because he ducked or not? I'm not entirely sure. This could have gone either way, and I am not envious of the umpires sometimes. After a tackle on the wing, the ball was going to be balled up from the umpire, and as you can see, he stops play, turns the time off, and you can hear him say 14 Fremantle or 14 St Kilda. It's actually Liam Stocker in the end who has to come off for a HIA, so I'm not entirely sure if that is a change of direction from the AFL, who now have control over whether it's HIA or not, or whether it's the clubs, because usually you'd have the runners come out and say, "Nah mate, you need to come off, we need to check your head," but for some reason the umpires actually stopped play and made the players have a HIA. Has that rule changed? I wasn't aware of that. Does anyone know if that's changed, where the AFL now have the power to do that? I mean, he did over-exaggerate the contact, but this is clearly two hands in the back and a push. The umpire completely missed this one. In the fourth quarter, with only 5 minutes left, this was a pretty exciting sequence of play after Merritt is able to get the ball because it takes a bad bounce and Comben isn't able to take it. He hands it over to Langford, who runs towards goal and kicks it from just outside the 50, and it looks like it's going to bounce through for a goal, but it just loses speed enough for McDonald to rush it through for a behind. This was pretty exciting, this one. A couple crucial mistakes in the fourth quarter. This one from Darcy Moore. As he goes down to ground, he tries to smack the ball away to get it out from near their goal, their defensive goal, the Cats' offensive goal, and he just doesn't hit it well enough that Henry's able to take the ball and snap an easy goal and put the Cats in front by a point. This doesn't happen too often. Shea Bolton completely shanking the kick. Cooper Sharman was absolutely elite in round 8, and as you can see, he's going back to kick his fourth goal, which he's only ever done once, and this is straight out in front, and somehow he too completely shanks it. At the start, I actually really liked that the umpire didn't pay this a high tackle, because to me it does look like he raises his arm or drops his knees to try and get that high contact. But for me, that should be your prior opportunity. If you're doing that to try and get the umpire to give you a free kick, then that is your prior opportunity. You could have gotten rid of it at that point, but he didn't, and the umpire actually calls it a ball up. I feel like this should have been either a high tackle or a free kick to Sarong. No in-betweens. After there's a ball up, Caldwell just throws it over to his ruckman, and yeah, you can't do that. That's a free kick against. I don't know how many times we've seen this and why the players just continually do this. As Toby Green is lining up for goal, you can see all the hecklers in the crowd just giving him a piece of their mind. And then there's this old fella who's offering him a Dorito. Must have put him off because Toby misses.